Hoka hey, Alita Army. Welcome to the Alita Livestream of June the 27th, 2025. Let's talk about our girl and our queen, where we discuss all things to do with the movie Alita Battle Angel, the source manga Gundam, and the greatly desired sequels. I am your host, Muskogee Creek, or Creek Indian, as I prefer to be known. Online anyway. You guys all know me as Gary already. So anyway, yeah, we got some folks coming. I think Angelus is going to be out, going to be here in just a little bit. I think he's got those weird hours going, I guess. And I just put a link into the chat, and if you want to join, you can click on that and we'll bring you in. And joining us from the Shires in the UK, we got Lottie. How's it going, Lottie?
All right, Creaky, not so bad, very hot.
Oh, is it?
It's gone hot again. It's going to get up to 33 degrees on Monday.
Oh, that's pretty hot for you guys.
Hot as hell, man. We're dying.
I guess Brits aren't used to that heat like Coloradans are you?
Nah, they say it hits differently here.
Yeah.
It's some kind of humid heat or something. I'm going outside.
Or humid there, I guess it is here. It's pretty dry here, except, you know, when it rains, we get humidity, of course, you know, but yeah, I guess so. I think that's about what the temperature is here as well. I think it's 87.
I just sat down in my garden.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bonnie?
I've just sat down in my garden.
Oh, an English garden. Yeah.
I don't know if you saw Odd John might be joining. Did you see his general chat?
No, I do not. I do not see Odd John in the chat. So well, I put a link in the chat.
General group chat on Twitter.
Oh, on Twitter. All right, let me just go over to Twitter and.
Well, I put the link in the general chat.
Yeah, I'll send John a link. All right, I just sent him the link, so hopefully he'll join us as well. Enigma Seeker is going to join us as well. I'm going to feature his channel on my YouTube.
Oh, he's coming on too. Yeah, I was wondering why, because I thought they were coming on tomorrow. I didn't realize they were coming on today.
Well, they can come on tomorrow too if they want. You know, I mean, we can kind of do both. You know, that's not an issue, I don't think. So so how you doing, Vladi? What's going on over there in jolly old England?
Not much, just like pretty hot stuff. 28 years later was pretty good. I don't know if you saw that. Yeah,
no, I did see a promo on it or something because I went and looked at it. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll watch it. I'm not sure. It doesn't seem to be my cup of tea, I don't think. But I might watch it. It's on Prime, isn't it? Is it Prime?
No, it's in the cinema right now.
Oh, it's in the cinema. Okay. Yeah, I did see something on it on YouTube, so I don't know. We'll see.
It was really good.
There's Odd John. Hey, Odd John, how's it going? Hey, and there's Enigma Seeker. I love it. How you guys doing?
Very good.
Cool.
Down here in St. Louis.
How's it going?
Yeah.
You mean
St. Louis?
I mean, up here, yeah. I normally go down. He goes up.
Yeah, well, for me, I guess it's over there for me, I reckon, because although I think we're a little higher than you guys are elevation-wise. So I see Enigma Seeker's got his Alita Army shirt on. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's my uniform.
I don't have mine on right now. It's in the laundry pile.
If your laundry pile is anything like mine, Odd John, it probably sits there for like 2 weeks before you decide to get around to it.
I swear I've never seen a sleeveless Alita Army shirt.
I cut it.
Oh, I've got.
I did that with my Hunter Warrior shirt. I kind of wish I hadn't done it now.
I got
you
two
cut your
muscle.
John.
It shrunk.
I got two muscle shirts on that are sleeveless that I work out in.
My Alita Army shirt is actually really small too. Maybe I should just cut the sleeves off as well.
It shrinks over time. I'm like, I swear it was not.
They're sitting in the dryer over and over.
Showing those guns.
Yeah, like 6 years it's been. I think I've had this shirt.
Cool. Yeah, if I get through St. Louis again, I like St. Louis actually. If I get through St. Louis again, Enigma Seeker, we'll have to do another, I guess, Cracker Barrel thing, or something like that.
Yeah, I think I have your photo.
Yeah, he's got I sent y'all a picture of it, but he's got like a whole shrine for Alita.
There you are, Creaky.
Yeah. I look like a slob in that freaking picture.
Look like the Cracker Barrel guy.
Papa Creek.
I look like what? I look like Uncle Creek. Yeah, I probably do.
Yeah, he's got the placard right here.
I finally got my YouTube placard. They finally gave it to me.
Nice.
What did you hit? What's your sub count?
Nice.
Oh wow.
99.
99.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Actually, I got to about 9,900 something.
No, you're over.
I'm not making too many videos.
No, you're over 10,000 now. Because I checked
yeah,
it
now
out.
it might be 10,000. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
a little over.
I basically just cut all these out photos and then put the top.
That's
of
me
the
on the top left.
in here.
Yeah.
Well,
That's cool.
Yeah,
That's the silver play button.
yeah,
That's
like,
cool.
He made that himself. That's so
we just
cute.
color pedal.
That is cool. Yeah. I like that a lot. So what brings you up to St. Louis there, John? Just,
I wanted to come up here a couple of years ago. It's just timing wise hasn't really been on my side until recently. So I figured, well, this is a good time to do it, and it kind of just worked out. Initially, I was thinking about driving up here, maybe bringing the puppy with me, but I ended up just flying. So
yeah, Angelus and I wanted you guys to come down to Austin, Texas when we were down there last year, but I guess that might have been some conflicts going on, I guess.
yeah, God, there's no way I could have pulled it. I could have done it now, but I couldn't do it then.
Yeah.
There's just too much going on. But
yeah, Angelus is gonna be on here pretty soon. I think he's taking a shower right now after getting off work, I think. So anyway, John, in case you guys don't realize, he's from Missouri actually. Or is it Arkansas? It's Arkansas.
it's Arkansas. I feel like I'm still in Arkansas though, because Missouri pretty much it's like it's like a DLC to Arkansas.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
It's at the very edge of the Ozarks. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
take,
right.
John to the St. Louis Arch.
Yeah.
He has never been to it. Then
Does it actually let you inside, or
yeah,
oh,
take the tram up there, and then they have a big battle on top in the manga.
Nice.
And it breaks in half and die.
Yeah, usually when I
maybe get a photo of it from the same angle that the manga panel is, and have it slowly fade to the comic.
Dude,
Yeah.
They took the photo, I think, from across the river.
Yep.
They drew, or Yukito drew it from across the river.
The only difference is there's no snow.
It didn't snow last year.
It did.
Yeah, usually when I drive over, I don't drive over there that much. Every now and then I do. It depends on what I want to bring back from North Carolina, but usually I stay in that there, where Columbia, Missouri is, I think. There's a residence in there in Columbia I like to stay at. It's real nice and that kind of thing. Plus there's a Hooters right next door to it. So
we need a cyber Hooters.
Yeah.
Cyborg girl.
Yeah. So anyway, well, it's good to have you guys on, man. That's pretty cool. I'm enjoying this the hell out of this. Yeah.
I thought it would be a good opportunity since we came together.
Nice.
Yeah, it makes sense. I was wondering why you suddenly wanted to come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I asked John to see it for the movie Avatar.
Yeah.
Last time.
It's hard to believe that was 3 years ago.
Hey, Creaky, you came 3 years ago too, I think.
Yeah, I think it was it 3 or 4 years ago? I don't remember.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
I think it was after the pandemic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, that's right.
I thought that it was during when the re-release was happening, but maybe not.
No, it was. I think it was after
We
that.
met after.
Oh, okay.
I was moved back to St. Louis in Texas.
That's right.
And we have joining us from Brisbane and Queensland, Australia. We got the Angeli. How's it going, Angelus? Yeah. Well, I tease him sometimes because I got to meet Rosa and he didn't.
Yeah, I am very angelic.
So anyway, how's it going down there, down under? Angelus?
Oh, pretty refreshing there, mate.
All right, that's cool. Yeah, we got to get Dizzy back on here too. I think one of these days. He's a
bloody
hoot.
oath we do.
Yeah, he's a
Isn't
hoot.
he still around, but on Discord? I think.
Well, he's still on. He's still
He's
on there.
around. I occasionally see him liking stuff on Twitter, but not very often.
Yeah, he doesn't. I guess Twitter's a little too toxic for him. I guess
I don't know.
Anyway.
He's not the kind of person who gets annoyed by that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I guess not. Yeah, I like Dizzy.
Thick skin Dizzy.
The whole gang needs to come back.
Dizzy, yeah.
We need to get the whole crew back together.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
Star, everybody.
You know what would be the coolest thing is that if we could get not just get the originals, but some of the other folks together and down in Austin, Texas, if we could get on Troublemaker, that'd be great.
Yes. If they when they do the sequel thing, I think maybe Eddie will pop back and we'll get that ball rolling again.
That's another guy I haven't heard from for a very long time.
He's still around, I think, but
is he?
I think so.
Yeah, we speculated that he might be having health problems or something, but maybe not.
I don't know. What did you think?
Well, we got Mr. Immortal over here. Let's do it.
Oh, shit. Well, I hope you're right, Angelus. All right, guys. Well, I guess we can just kind of chug on with the rest of what's going on here. I just want to remind everybody we got the LA Fires fundraiser going on. It's been a while since somebody has donated. You see David, or brother David. Geez, sorry, Angelus. Angelus and I actually donated some money, and you know we've that's not the only times we've donated, and we want to help those folks in LA, you know, because they're still recovering from that, and you know we don't have a lot there, but at least GoFundMe has reimbursed me all the money. And I have already sent, even before they reimbursed me, I sent all the money to the Greater Good charity. So they got it ahead of time. You don't have to specify your name. You can do like Lottie did. He uses his internet username or handle, and that's okay too. Or you can specify it as anonymous. It's up to you.
Can I do $9.90 to get the 99?
Yeah, you can do that. Absolutely. I think you can. Yeah.
Round up.
Yeah. Yeah. You see Angelus has been putting $99 in there. So, and I think Alita Rave and I kicked it off with probably, I don't know, 500 a piece, I guess. I can't remember what we put in there, but you know, it's to a good cause, you know, and once again, you can, no amounts too small, and you can specify to be anonymous. So, you know, if you're a little worried about your name getting out on that, you know, not internet superhighway, but I guess bullshit boulevard, I guess is what you might want to call it. So anyway, but no, yeah, like I say, there's a
fundraiser at some point.
But there's the link below the image on your screen there, and that link is also down in the description, so you can click on that. You get to the website, you click on donate now, and you know, you put your money in, and you can put your name or your internet handle or your just say anonymous, and it's all good. We don't have a problem with any of those.
Just don't give that picture to Vladdy, otherwise he'll like edit in
the fire
Disney
picture.
headquarters. Yeah.
He'll do what, Angelus?
He'll edit in Disney HQ.
It's in Reed Burbank.
You mean down there where that fire is on that thing, Vladdy?
Well, it was strange. I made some like cryptic tweet like a week before the fire started, like kind of like Hollywood. It wasn't like threatening or anything, but it had a picture of Hollywood on fire. Then a week later, this fire started because I was pissed off about the sequels. So I was concerned that my like spiritual energy started the fire somehow.
I told the UFOs to go burn down LA because they didn't give us our sequel. That's the conspiracy in my community, is they think UFOs started.
Yeah, zap them with that particle beam weapon. That'll help.
But focus on like the bad executives who deserve it.
Yes.
Not the poor innocent people in their homes.
Yeah, not.
No, we can look higher.
Oh, right.
Well, anyway, if you want to give, there it is. click on that link down in the description and,
Yeah.
and help us out with helping those folks in LA because they need it. You know, I think mainly it was Pacific Palisades that got really the heavy load of the damage. I know that you know, we saw the video. Rosa was evacuated, but her house wasn't damaged. It's not in that area. So
My dog was staying with a friend.
yeah.
Click on the link.
Is she able to move back?
I'm sorry.
Is she able to move back?
I assume so.
I guess so. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
You know,
probably.
We don't know.
Probably
She's so elusive, Rosa. So we never get updates.
Yeah. She's
That's
learning
right.
the lessons of Rachel Zegler.
probably.
She's what?
Yeah, that's-
Rachel Zegler?
She's learning the lessons of Rachel Zegler.
Oh,
That's
as in
probably,
keep her mouth
that's
shut.
probably true. Yeah.
Every
Yeah,
job
yeah.
once, actually.
Yeah,
I
I
mean, she's
asked
not
her
really
about
had
that.
opportunities to speak because she's not been promoting anything.
Well, I asked her about that, about being on, you know, Instagram or Twitter and everything. And she said, well, I don't do that anymore because it's just too toxic, you know. So, and I guess she got some hate tweets or posts or something like that.
Didn't she tell Charlie that she'd come back if Disney greenlit the sequel?
Yeah, she did tell, well, she did tell Charlie that. Well, we were both standing there. She told us both. But yeah, you know, she did say when they greenlight sequels, she'd probably come back to Instagram, you know. So her account is still on Instagram. It's just not active, you know. So
yeah, because it's still showing as disabled. Before, when she first deleted, they obviously created some like bogus account to like keep her account safe. It was like some random bot account.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Twitter.
And then, and then she came back. Like I can't remember, but then she just disappeared again, and it's just been deleted since.
Well,
but she's only disabled.
Disappearing Rosa.
Yeah. Well, she told Charlie and I that it was too toxic, so, or something to that effect. I don't know if that's the exact word she used.
Ain't wrong.
Yeah, she's right about that, you know. Anyway. All right, guys.
I don't feel like it affects her that
I
much.
mean, she's watching us.
Maybe, well, this stream, I don't know.
Well,
she did tell Charlie and I she was going to check us out. So, you know,
I want the
maybe she
guests
has.
that we had on. I bet she was watching.
Boy, she'd have a lot to get caught up on those streams.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
It must blow her mind that we're still going after like 5 million years.
Vladdy's gonna be her, or she's gonna be Vladdy's #1 fan.
That's right. Well, I showed her my YouTube channel, and she was super impressed with it. You know, I mean,
Yeah, how the hell did you get over 100,000 subscribers?
well, actually,
195,000.
No, it's actually 274,000 guys. But anyway,
that's great.
Yeah.
He's like
Only
I think it was that
234,000.
one song you used that really.
I just put porn on there and they all watch. You know, I'm kidding. I don't have any porn on my channel.
The one music video you had is what I think really kicked it off. What's that song called that you used?
Oh, I can.
Man,
I
it's
can.
good. It's a classic song.
Which one now is
He's
that?
used so many
One had
songs.
like 100,000 views.
Let me see.
Oh,
well,
that one I got. Well, the one with the most views has got over 500,000. But
We can't.
I think it was the one
You got
with
so many
Rosa.
videos,
I think
can't
yeah, I think the one that with Rosa. Let's see. I want to know what love is, or something like that.
it's the one right next to that, actually, but I can't find it.
You should make a playlist that says popular so they can add all the big videos together.
Not right now, no.
Like, yeah,
I should have done that on my channel.
That's a good idea, Enigma Seeker. I think I'll do that.
Yeah, it might help search.
Here we go.
Yeah, AKA says, Rosa, if you're watching, we love you. Yeah, we do. She's great. So anyway.
Wonder what she's doing right now. What's the weather like?
I can tell you what she's not doing. Watching this stream.
I reckon she's working on
Maybe working.
what they
Yeah,
renamed
Working on what?
vampires into.
This one right here.
The Green Fairy or what
That's
is it?
the one, yeah. She's working on Green Fairy.
Vampire of the Velvet Lounge. Whatever it was.
Yeah, they renamed it though, didn't they?
Yeah, they
Such a silly
renamed it.
rename. It sounded way better now. The Green Fairy sounds like it's from Peter Pan or something.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, I looked at IMDb the other day, and it still had Vampires of the Velvet Lounge on there. Yeah,
maybe they'll change it back, and they just changed it for this.
Yeah, I hope so.
Have they had the screening yet? Didn't they have a? Was that was about a screening, right? Did they have that?
I have no idea. I don't.
But
I
what
don't
was
know
the date of the screening? Can you remember? Guess you
I
can't
I
remember.
don't remember.
Yeah, that was a good copy.
Were there no
All I-
reactions to it?
2.6.
Well, all I know about it is I asked her if she was a vampire in that movie, and she said, "No, I'm a vampire hunter." And I said, "Oh, geez, I got to see that." There's no way I can miss that one. Yeah.
Krieg, I found out which song it was on what video. It was the Brown Eyed Girl song.
Oh yeah,
Brown-eyed
yeah.
girl. Do-do-do-do.
I
Yeah,
did
that's
attach
a-
their ad onto your video. And
That's why that blew up.
People
The
just searching.
Same thing happened with mine with Separate Ways.
Yeah.
Why is
Yeah,
that song so popular?
It's a
Yeah.
popular song. Yeah, it still is.
I don't know. People click on it, I guess. Who knows? You know.
They're probably looking for the song, and then they ran across Alita.
Yeah, probably. So, hey, and that's a good thing.
Yeah,
That is a good thing. You know.
Also, you guys mentioned. I remember listening to streaming. He said Joe Rogan mentioned Alita when Rodriguez was on
Yeah.
there, and I watched that.
Yeah.
But it took Joe Rogan to actually mention it, and Rodriguez didn't really bring her up until Rogan said, "Hey, what about Alita?" Like,
Yeah, that was cool, wasn't it? That Joe Rogan brought
Yeah.
that up. I mean, I went, "Oh, whoa!" You know. Yeah,
I
that
wish
was
he
pretty
asked
cool.
them. I wish Joe Rogan asked more about Alita because he said that he really
Yeah.
loved it when he was talking to. He was talking to who was it? Quentin Tarantino. He was like, "I freaking love that movie." But
Yeah.
here he was just like, "Oh, I thought Alita was going to be a franchise," and then Rodriguez was like, "Yeah, we want to make another one of those."
but
Well,
Disney.
well, I'll tell you what. If we all have anything to do with it, there'll be a franchise. You know. And I'm really confident we're going to do a sequel. I am super duper confident. So, you know,
Do you really think there's going to be a sequel, or
I do.
Kind of
I know. I really do. I'm super confident.
Mhm.
So, you know,
I
we'll
don't
we'll
know.
leave it.
I
We'll leave
think-
it at that.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that.
Just for the wait and
So-
see, innit?
The guy
Yeah.
claiming to be James Cameron, he just kind of broke all contact about 2 years ago, but he never denied that I'm joking with you, dude. I'm just fucking with you. No,
He's never
Yeah.
said it's not happening.
Yeah, that's right. That's
maybe
right.
I don't know, but he may move back to New Zealand on
He said it
Who
was happening. In
knows?
fact, he said we're going to shoot it in Austin.
Yeah, he did say
Yeah.
that, didn't he?
He
When
did indeed.
when the guy claimed to be James Cameron talked to me, that was the time when that whole submarine thing exploded or imploded.
Oh, yeah.
with people on
Yeah,
board.
yeah.
And he was in Austin for that CNN interview when he was talking to them. I'm like, oh,
Did you determine what that
in that
was?
same year.
Enigma Seeker, did you determine if that was really him or not, or could you figure it
There
out?
was one time I asked him, "Can you show your face?" And he said, "Okay, tomorrow morning will be at this time." And then I got on the video, and yeah, he said, "I'm only gonna give you 10 seconds, and you better not record her." And it looked like James Cameron, and it sounded like him, and he looked like he was in a warehouse.
Oh, that is
Fighting this
cool.
one in my head for 2 years.
That
And-
is
and-
cool.
And then
Probably
about
one
a
of
year
those, like,
later, he
rubber
continued
masks.
to make little likes on my older videos that are on his older posts. Like this guy's going back to his old posts on Facebook and giving a like to my video that I shared. So
Oh,
I
that's
think
nice.
that kind of confirmed it to me that I think it was.
I still go back and forth on this one, y'all, but I'll have to admit it is kind of odd because he actually did that not just with he didn't message me or the others, but
But stars, I think.
yeah, Star and a few others,
Someone
and
reached out to
only
Star.
on Facebook, I think.
Yeah,
And
Well,
no
I'm
one
pretty
else
sure
has
It's
done
very
that.
unlikely that it was the James Cameron.
well, I've been
I don't know.
approached.
I think
I've
it's
been
kind of
approached
like
by a
that.
lot of folks that are, a lot of women that said that they were, I guess they were women, said they were Rosa on the internet, and trying to scam me basically. But when I met Rosa, I knew, for sure.
I've never
none of
had
them were.
anyone do that.
You sure,
Really?
sir?
No one said that they're Rosa. No.
I've had
I'm not
several
famous
people
enough,
do that.
unfortunately.
Several people have done that with me. So, but trying to get money out of me, I guess.
You didn't fall for it, Creaky. That would be such a boomer move.
Yeah, I did not pull for it, fall for it.
Thank
That's
God.
right.
A little better. There we go.
Beware the scammers.
Yep.
Beware the bot.
Cameron had an interview out today on Deadline talking about how Nolan should have shown like the Japanese perspective more in Oppenheimer, because he was talking about his Hiroshima movie he's making. Don't make that,
Well,
Jimmy. Make
Bloody, I know you're discouraged about this, but I'll tell you, when the Alita sequel's made, Cameron's probably not going to be the one doing it. Or at least he's not going to be the primary person doing it. I think he will take a more involved hand next time, but Rodriguez is going to do it. So, I mean, if Cameron's doing something else, that does not mean we're not going to get a sequel.
Well,
you know.
remember what he said to Lex Friedman? He gave more information in the Lex Friedman interview than in the Joe Rogan interview. He said that he'd been like working on something that he showed Cameron. So maybe Rodriguez is like polishing off the script.
Yeah.
Well, did Rosa
And
mention something about that?
what was it? The stunt coordinator guy told me that he and Rodriguez were working on the script.
Yeah.
So it could
Behind
just
the
be
scenes.
that because he's like that's already like in the works. He's not
So they
just
think
not
they
talking
found a
about
new
it, but they're just
producer?
working on it behind the scenes.
Probably Landau's son.
You think Landau's son is taking over?
That's what I'm hoping as well.
That's
That would
what
be
we're hoping. Yeah.
That will be such great justice because like that movie
Yeah.
meant a lot to John Landau, and
Yeah.
the industry just like completely like sabotaged it, and he deserves to come back and get the justice
Don't
back
get
his
bloody
dad
started.
never got.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
Well,
is
guys,
on fire right
guys,
now.
Guys, let's put a pin in this. Let me get through these first introductory slides here, and then we can go into a
You and your
lot of
bloody
detail.
slides.
Yeah, me and my PowerPoint.
What's the next one?
exactly.
We've done the petition. Isn't that the
Yeah,
last one?
no, we haven't done the petition yet.
Oh my
So
God.
if you have not signed the petition, please do so.
We've all
Enter
signed the petition, Creaky.
Like thousands.
Yeah, but people that are watching this afterwards,
Everyone who's
100%,
watched this stream is
most
signed the
most of
petition.
my
All 7
subscribers,
people have watched the
Vladi,
petition.
are in Asia. I only got like 25% of my subscribers are in
Really?
America. So yeah.
They're all
Like
Indians.
Probably
I'm
India
sorry?
because they speak English. Probably India.
Well,
'cause they
India
speak English.
and Indonesia mostly, but yeah.
Oh, really? Indonesia.
Yeah. Yeah, I think only 25% of my subscribers are American. So yeah.
Yeah, I can see
It's
it.
all right. I don't care. Let's get the word out worldwide. You know, that's the
Alita
idea.
has a very diverse fan base.
Yes.
I get the feeling a lot of Asians think that Alita is Asian, but she's supposed to be Latino. They don't see the difference.
Yeah, I guess not, you know. Anyway, let me get through these
Isn't Alita
slides,
like
guys.
German?
Okay, sign the petition, enter your name and email, and that you can specify all that to be anonymous. If you want to donate, you can, but you don't have to. If you have not signed the petition, please do so. There's the link below the image on the screen. That link is also down in the description. So you can click on it, go to that, sign it, and then you're good to go. You've done your thing as an Alita Army member. We also have Rosa's Queen Studios bust of Alita, and you know, we want to present this to her as our expression of admiration, appreciation, and affection for our queen, because she's great, she deserves it, and this is not a gift. This is an award from the Alita Army, because we love.
It's like when the queen has a statue made for her and then it's presented.
Yeah,
to her.
yeah. So anyway, but you know, we all love Rosa. We want her to have it. She knows I have it, and she's told me she
really
wants it.
okay.
Yes, she does know I have it, and she told me she wants it. So it's just a matter, I think, of when they greenlight the sequel. She'll probably let me know. You know, so
She probably has some kind of public PO box.
say what?
Done that kind of stuff, though.
Wouldn't she have some kind of public PO box?
Well, you know what
No.
might happen there, Enigma Seeker. She might say something like, "Drive that thing down here to me. Let's do a little thing," you know. And if she says that, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it.
I don't really trust their fans.
Yeah. Well, we hit it off pretty
We'll see.
good, I think. So, you know.
Usually
Anyway,
their
that's
agencies handle stuff like that, but hers is way bigger, and they're probably less likely to, you know.
yeah. They probably would want to get. They probably want to get control of that, you know. So. So anyway, but well, she has my contact information. You know, I have her contact information, so it's just a matter of time, I think. You know. So anyway, we want to get this to her, and you know, just you know, express ourselves to her, as you know, how much we really care about her, and we want those sequels. That's kind of what it's all about. And we got the Alita Gaming Network going on. If you you know, if you do your own thing, like if you do streams yourself, you can put the link in there. You don't have to, you know, Matu and I actually kind of administer this, but we don't do iron fist control on this thing. It's pretty wide open. You know, we do watch out for anything that's inappropriate, but we've never had anything like that on there. All you got to do is have a Discord username, and you can, you can post anything you want. You can, if you do fanfics, you can post your story in there. If you do art or you do videos, you can put that in the user creations channel. If you do live streams yourself, Peter, I don't know. I'm sorry, Enigma Seeker. I don't know. I don't remember you doing live streams per se. I think you probably have done a couple, haven't you?
More scripted. It's more
Well,
educational
but it doesn't
stuff.
matter if you do a video that you want to get a little extra, eyeballs on it. Now, our network's not very big because everybody that's in it wants to keep it small because it's more intimate, But you can post a link in there in in either the user creations or the that kind of thing. Anybody can do that. I know that Angelus he's posted some video of Stellar Blade, of Eve doing some cool stuff in Stellar Blade, and I think Channel does not exist. Has put some of her art in there. I know Lee Lemon has got his story in there in the fan fiction channel. The Creek has even got his little old rinky dink story in the fan fiction channel, and that
Rinky dink.
Yeah, that's a southern term there, Angelus. Down there in Northwest Florida and Georgia and Alabama. So anyway, yeah, you can do that. We have voice channels. I know Vladi and Smendrick hang out a lot of times in the gaming channel, although you haven't been doing that so much lately, have you?
I was on today, but it was just me, unfortunately. Schmendrick's not very well, sadly, so he's not been.
Yeah, he's kind of under the weather, so I hope he gets well soon,
It's unfortunate. It's been a nice time now.
Yeah. And we've been trying to have a watch party. I know last Monday I got on there and I waited, for 20 minutes or so, and it was, it's okay. It's not like I got anything, kind of earth shaking on Mondays. Monday is my absolute day off, so usually I can pull it. Usually. Now, a lot of times I have to work. We can watch anything, Vladi. We wanted to try to.
I missed it on Monday. What was the plan?
The plan was to try to watch A Million Miles Away, but nobody showed up. And then, of course,
Smendrick get on the old Twitter and remind me.
Yeah, well, I can do that. But Smendrick actually recommended that we watch The Trouble with Edward again. So I don't know.
Oh, was he there?
Well, no, he did put a post on there. He said, "Hey," I said, "Hey, we want to watch A Million Miles Away, and if we can't make that happen, we can watch, The Trouble with Edward."
I can stream A Million Miles Away.
And yeah. And by the way, I'm about to get some super high speed internet here at my house, probably 3 gigabits a second. So I can do a lot more with that than I can do with what I have now. Not that mine's bad now, but it's we can do a lot of cool stuff with that. So anyway, if you can, there's the link below our little Chibi Alita mascot. Click on that. It'll send you an invite, and you don't have to wait for Matu or I to approve it. You do have to put your username and not your username, your email, and some other information to start an account on Discord. You don't have to do that to get in the gaming channel, and it's absolutely free. You don't pay a dime. So you just get on there and have fun.
The only thing you pay with is your data and your chat logs.
Is my data in the chat bots? Probably.
You pay with your chat. The reason why Discord is free is that they harvest all your data.
Yeah, probably. What data's not in there, Vladi?
Exactly.
So yeah.
The government.
Yeah.
What?
But anyway, join us on here if you want. We'd love to have you, and we have a lot of fun on this thing. I know Maxie puts the Radio Chaos link in the network, and I from time to time I put the link for the stream in there. Chaos Nova also puts the link to his streams when he does them. He doesn't do as many as say Radio Chaos or Angelus and I do, but you can, if you do your own stream too, you can certainly you can put that in there, and we have no objection to that, no objections whatsoever. Okay, now we can let her rip. So these are just.
What were we talking about before we had to go back to the slides? James, I was going to say, I think James Cameron was talking about Hiroshima.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
I don't
on
agree
that
with
one.
his criticism of Oppenheimer, saying that he should have shown the all the Japanese people dying and stuff. Like, that's kind of a bit grim.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably going to be grim.
I hope it's more like the movie Steven Spielberg that made the Empire of the Sun, the boy,
Yeah.
1980.
With
Yeah.
what's
I forgot the
Christian
actor's name.
Bale?
Yeah, I thought that was a really good war movie. It was interesting. It wasn't really bashing on the Japanese or the Americans, but it was just showing it's like a Miyazaki movie almost. I thought
Yeah.
like that's what I'd like to see from the movie Hiroshima, but you know, obviously nuclear
Yeah.
bomb. So
Yeah.
The thing is, the Hiroshima movie is about some guy who survives the first blast, and then he takes a train and he survives the second blast. So it's all about like how bad the H bomb is and how humans can survive anything. Which is pretty cool message and stuff. But like, is it as worthwhile to humanity as like the future of humanity with the Alita sequels? No, it's all about the past and just saying how bad like the H bomb is.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's been a lot of war movies.
I can feel the spikes coming off Vladdy's screen.
Yeah, there's some lightning coming out of that thing, man.
I remember in my Japanese class, they had me watch some Japanese anime that was made in the 80s, and it was just horrifying. But it was all about Hiroshima, and they just showed the graphicness. Like, oh, what? Watching it? The teacher wanted to hammer it into us like bad Americans.
Yeah.
Those are my college Japanese.
I mean, obviously it's really bad, like people dying in a horrific bomb. But what else can you say about it? Alita, there's so much more philosophical stuff you can tell. I feel like it's just way more interesting.
Well, Alita's more uplifting, I'd say. But one thing
it's going to be so depressing. He may not even make that Hiroshima movie. Sounds like he's still trying to pitch it.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I know Hiroshima in World War II was an important Japanese naval base. And I think that's where Admiral Yamamoto spent a lot of time there. I guess he had a house there or something, you know.
Could Alita survive a nuclear bomb?
Probably. I don't know. Depends on.
Could. I'm not sure about Alita. Superman could.
Well, you know, the thing would get her if the blast didn't get her, which it might not. The EMP might. You know,
she might be like the Iron Giant, where she has to kind of reform her body, like Terminator reform. You know.
Yeah.
But her brain will be pretty much fried.
Yeah, I think her brain would probably.
Unless it's not.
Unless that skull of hers has got some special material, you know, that you know repels.
Is it not
radiation or something?
Can't metal withstand?
It is a metal. Radiation. There's no doubt about it. It is a metal. I know in streams before we conjectured whether it was made of some kind of a titanium carbon nanotube, you know, hybrid or something like that, but we don't know, you know, for sure.
I'm actually kind of surprised that Weta has not shown because you notice that with all the other bodies, they show the inner parts of the body and the arms and all the gears, but they never showed like what the inside of her head looks like. I know that sounds kind of weird.
There was a scene. You know, show a scan.
Well, no, I mean like what the skull would like. They've modeled all this stuff, but they've never actually shown what the skull would look like, which I always thought was strange.
Yeah, we only saw a piece of it, didn't we? When Ito found her in the scrapyard.
It's just torso.
Yeah, you're right, John. We haven't seen
through that into the skull a bit though.
Yeah.
But it's not Berserker material.
No.
I never thought of that. So her head is not Berserker material, but the rest of her body is.
I don't know about that.
To be a Berserker, right? So maybe the head was too.
Could be. I don't know.
No, that's what she would have been built for, was to be a Berserker to start with. So actually, no, she still would be.
I think she was built in a way that her head could be transferred and her core could be transferred to other bodies because, well, at least according to the, I guess the backstory for the movie that was in the extras, you know, the DVD extras. Yeah, they transferred her from a normal titanium body, you know, for training into a Berserker body. So, you know, maybe they have it set up to where they could just take her head and her core, you know, and just move it from body to body, you know. So that's possible. You know, to me, I think that would be like in the novelization, a 2 or 3 day process, you know, because of so much complexity that's in the, you know, in the human nervous system and hooking it up to all the, you know, subsystems in the body and all that. Because you have to remember that her berserker body is it's a machine. It's full of just numerous subsystems, you know, and hooking all those things up in such a way that her brain can control a lot of it, that seems to me would be a daunting task, to say the least. So anyway,
the best.
I always thought
yes,
there was some element of magic in Alita, because even in the movie she kind of jokingly says magic, because when you read the manga,
Yeah.
they says Maginos body. Like, okay, what
Yeah,
are you
yeah.
implying there? Because in Japanese
Yeah.
Shintoism, they do believe in magic to some degree.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
manga
you're
leans
making
more fantastical
technology and magic.
Yeah, yeah.
That's Arcane. Arcane's a fusion of
in some ways.
yeah, magic and
Well, there's some
technology.
like Kabbalah influences on it, aren't there?
Yeah.
Mm.
Kind of magic, like Typheris and
And
what's the other one called?
Cathares. Or
What's the one above that?
Catharis.
It's called Jeru in the
Jeru in the
Japanese one.
movie, or what? Yeah, or Japanese, or in Jeru. But you put those two together, it's Jerusalem. So
Yeah,
and Death to Zalem, right?
yeah, that's right. Yeah, death to half of that stuff. Exactly.
So we get a
The code name.
So anyway, guys, well, these bullet points up here, of course, are just recommendations or just something for us to talk to. So I guess, Lottie,
sorry.
I guess, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, John and Enigma, you coming on tomorrow as well?
Yeah, we'll be around. We're gonna,
Okay, I'll send y'all
watch
the link to them.
tomorrow, Creek.
No, we're going to watch discounted parody Alita called Megan.
Megan 2.
Yes, Megan.
It's
Yeah.
flopping in the box
We haven't
office.
seen the first one, so we're gonna watch.
I skipped the first one intentionally. No, I'm not escaping it.
The first one
Don't
is
they-
like
don't they kinda-
disappointing for me.
Don't they kind of turn her into a sexy woman in that one?
In 2, not really.
Yeah.
Second movie.
I don't know why you're saying sexy woman. No, not really.
Well, because the trailer she looked pretty good to me, you know, and at least
I
in
wouldn't say her body's
She's
that
actually
sexy.
pretty
older in the
It's
second
nowhere
one,
near
I think,
Berserker
but-
beauty.
Yeah.
well, now Lottie, nothing's as beautiful as a berserker body.
That's
Yeah,
true.
it's more real than Megan, I think, because
Yeah, Megan is like a robot too. I don't find her remotely
PG-13
attractive.
discount Chucky, but
Yeah, well, they say they want to do a team up, but I think after the way this movie's performing, it probably won't get any more sequels.
yeah, more.
Well, it'd
Well,
be go ahead.
Go on,
not to
Angela.
rain on your
Defend
parade there,
Megan's.
Bloods, but
Yeah,
they said the same thing about Alita.
defend Megan's honor. And here are we 6 years later with no sequel.
Well, it had
But
to be
it's
some
completely
serious
different.
time travel involved because Megan is now and Alita's in the 26th century. So, isn't that the case?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, are you guys watching Megan 1 first or 2 in the cinema?
Yeah, we'll go.
Yeah, I'll have to watch Megan 1,
it.
I think.
Sorry, I
I've
was
never
talking
seen
about
it. My
John.
sister and my other friend liked it. And I'm like, okay, I thought it looked kind of dumb, but
It's kind of fun, but it really lost me.
It
I
looks
thought it
fun,
wasn't as
yeah.
silly as it should have been. It needed more
Mm.
gore as well.
what just bothered me is it was so clean, and I've not watched the whole movie.
You
but I
mean
did
doing
see
a
some of the
doing a
fights.
Mike Tyson to some kid's ear was enough gore for you?
Yeah, it wasn't. Exactly.
I know one thing, that dance she does is disturbing. that thing is, that is weird.
They really tried to make that go viral, didn't they?
Yeah.
Marketing's brilliant, though.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
If they had marketed Alita like that, it would have been a
She
different
liked it.
story.
Well, I don't know if I wanted to be marketed that much. Alita's a lot more serious than Megan.
Yeah.
Well, no, but
It was
yeah, I know,
deeper.
but the marketing itself, Vladdy, is just getting it out in front of the public, basically.
Yeah, but you don't want to make a joke of it.
No, you don't make a joke
Alita's
of it.
high art. Megan's
Yeah.
low art.
Exactly. They should have had like people in like high quality cosplay suits doing classy dance acrobat moves kind of things. Like Oogie the Contortionist.
Yeah.
rather than doing silly TikTok dances.
Or maybe Megan can say, or Alita could go through that time anomaly that Lee Lemon has in his fanfic.
Alita is on Hulu on July 1st. We've had some.
Yes.
So at least we'll have some news tomorrow because there've been a few articles about it.
I am going to promote
one
the
of which
crap
called
out of
Alita
that
a
thing.
flop. What a dickhead.
I'm going to promote it. I'm going
So
to do it.
maybe they'll put it on Hulu and then they'll do something interesting with it. But most likely they'll just do nothing and it'll just go off Hulu in a couple of months.
Oh, I don't know. You
Or
know,
they're going to put it on Hulu and then announce a series or something. That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool, actually.
That'd be very cool. Because like Hulu is probably where she would settle down on in America because she can't go on Disney Plus.
Yeah, Alita's already out on Hulu in the US, right?
Yeah, she was
I
on
think they took her
last
off
year. She was on Hulu for a
Rita's
while.
still up there.
Yeah.
I thought you needed an add-on or something.
I don't
think so.
Well, she's back on Hulu anyway.
On July 1st, yeah.
Oh, man.
Slide's like, it doesn't matter. She's back.
Yeah. I'm going to promote the heck out of it. I got to put together another quick little video like I did, with when she was on Netflix.
For ages, you needed some special addition to your Hulu to get it. But
who knows? If it's Disney, who knows if they're going to do something like that,
I didn't get a chance to share
Well, no,
the
now
movie with my Iranian friend. He's never heard of the movie. I mean, he's American, but he's Persian, and he got the hell out of Iran last year. But
Good
he was
for him.
I wanted to introduce the movie, and he definitely liked it because he's all into that cyberpunk stuff. And like, well, I never heard of this movie. Like, you don't know Rodriguez? I've never heard of him. I've heard of James Cameron. I've heard of Avatar, but
yeah.
So that's one extra.
Enigma Seeker doing his part. I love it.
One more comment.
One more Alita Army member.
Lord, just help me get one more.
Yeah, that's right. So anyway, what attracted you guys to Alita? I guess we can start with you, Lottie.
That's a big question.
Me?
Yeah.
Why did I originally see Alita?
Yeah.
Basically, I just wanted something to see in the afternoon. And I liked the look of her on the poster. She had a nice leather outfit. That's always a bonus. And yeah, I just thought it was cool. And then I saw it once. And then I thought this was a good movie. And then it really hit me the second and third time I saw it. Then it just struck me oh my God, this is crazy. After I'd seen interviews of Rosa and everything, you could really see how this character was created. And I just got really wrapped up in the emotional journey that she went on the screen. And with all the struggles off it just completely captured me. And I was changed forever.
How about you, Enigma Seeker? What
I remember the first time I ever saw the trailer was when I was watching Mortal Engines with my sister. And we actually liked it. We thought it was good junk, but it didn't make much money. But I thought it was okay. I like Mortal Engines. And then there was a trailer for Alita, and I'm like, this looks awfully familiar. What the hell is this? It looks anime, but that wasn't just the eyes I was thinking, but it was also just the style. I'm like, what is this? So I looked into it, and I ran across Starmillion, and then he started saying Alita's Satan or Lucifer or something like that. So then I responded back with one of my videos, kind of saying, no, that's not what this represents, whatever, and arguing. And then so Starmillion introduced me to the Alita army, basically. That's how I started following him and his reports. And then I ran across you guys.
Yeah. And the rest is downhill from there.
It was just intriguing. It was just mysterious. That's what so it was like, this looks very different than the average trailer from other movies I've seen. It was slow. They played the lullaby for the soldier song.
I love that.
And I'm like, whoa, this is a different pace than any other trailer I've seen.
And it's the trailer that everybody hated, which is
it got me intrigued. It was most people just fast and flashy, solo leveling.
My first thought was that it seemed, the pacing of it. Actually, the way I came across it was similar, except I was watching. I think it was. What's the one that's almost like a silent film with the aliens, but if you make any noise, they'll get you or something. I forgot what it's called.
Oh, that wasn't the Body Snatcher.
Quiet Place, I
Place.
think. It was like a year before I saw an ad for it, and I was like, "Oh, that was interesting. I might watch that sometime." And then I forgot about it. And then the next time I saw any ad for Alita was actually when Red Dead 2 got the Game of the Year. Or no, it actually didn't. It didn't get it, but Rosa presented
With
Roger
Christoph.
Clark's award on stage, and Alita was. They didn't show the trailer, but they had Rosa there and Christoph Waltz were there. And that reminded me again. I was like, oh yeah, that's right, that's that movie. And I still didn't really. I forgot about it again. And then I ended up. Actually, I was watching a Double Toasted review of it because I used to watch those guys. I thought they were funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they kind of lost me after a while, but they had some cool things to say about it, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm gonna go watch this then. Actually, I took my ex-girlfriend to watch it because I thought she'd like it more than I would, and then here I came out of it with a problem.
You ditched your girlfriend and you got Alita instead.
I became Vladdy. It was actually a very similar thing where it didn't really hit until after the second or third viewing.
Just to follow on from what OJ is saying, I linked a video that you can play, Creaky.
What's that? Oh, you got it in the.
Oh, he showed the award thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this got any kind of copyright music on it?
Not really. I mean, it might have sound effects.
Yeah,
I mean, it is voice acting, so. But
you should be good. I don't think it has any music attached to it.
Okay. Yeah. Let me share the screen on it just to.
Yeah, they have a little back and forth thing on that video. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I started from like a little bit midway, so I can start from the beginning if you like.
Which video is this? Oh, the award show.
From the upcoming film,
Need an Alita game.
please welcome Rosa Salazar and two-time Academy Award winner Christoph Waltz.
Oh yes, I remember it. I didn't know who she was at the time.
To deliver a powerful game performance, you must humanize a digital puppet made of polygons and textures.
In a sense, the actor plays the surrogate for their audience, their entry point into the game's world and personalities.
Then, unlike any medium, the connection continues and strengthens when the player controls that very character with an analog stick.
I prefer mouse and keyboard.
I'm not gonna do this with you.
Thanks, Christoph.
Look, I mean, aim assist is just home.
Okay.
So true.
These
There's
are the
no way
nominees
to end
for
this,
Best Performance.
Best Performance.
For me, it was strong female characters that I happen to know.
Join us in battle.
All right, Spartan.
It was all about
I'll
strong
fight with
female
you.
characters.
I didn't choose to be different, to betray my own kind. You're accused of murder.
Roger Clark didn't get it. I reckon Brian probably would have.
Say in your defense?
Oh yeah.
To be effective in combat, a warrior must not feel for his enemy.
For the sci-fi fans out there, Christoph Judge is also plays the dude in Star 8.
Spider-Man. Look, next time, leave the fighting to the pros.
Yuri Lowenthal is in the remake of
Okay, but what if there
Star
aren't any
Wars,
around?
Star Trek.
This whole thing is pretty much done.
That's good.
More ghosts, people.
How did this game win every award?
You get shot, I'm happy.
Okay.
And the Game Award goes to
Roger Clark as Arthur Morgan, Red Dead Redemption 2.
I guess this is the part where words that make sense are supposed
Well,
to
we
come
can
out
quit
of my
watching
mouth.
it now.
Yeah.
Thank you. I humbly accept this.
If our queen's not on there, we don't need to watch it.
I think he's from your neck of the woods, Angelus.
Yeah, he sounded like it, didn't he? Oh, he must have been one of those guys from Melbourne, you know, like AKA is, I think.
I think so.
So,
Which is, makes it even more impressive, actually.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was my second encounter with Alita, was the Game Awards. Not
I can't
being there, but
remember if I
watching
saw
it.
any trailers or anything.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, Angelus, what attracted you to Alita? I know
Damn,
you've
I
told
thought
this
I could
before, but thought you were going to
skirt
slide
on.
past this.
Yeah, slide under the radar. Well, the last I ever heard of Alita prior to 2019 was probably 1995, 94,
Okay.
when I rented the anime on VHS.
Ah,
And yeah, so I watched the anime OVA, whatever you want to call it, multiple times. I knew there was a manga, but I was too young and too poor to be able to afford it. And that was pretty much it. And then like never really saw trailers for it, never really looked it up. It didn't grab me or anything like that. Still into my cyberpunk, still love my cyborgs and robots and all that other jazz. And then I thought, you know, now that I was able to, you know, afford to go to the movies whenever I bloody well pleased, I thought I'd go to the movies this one fated evening. And it was pretty much a turning point for me. Like it wasn't a slow burn. It was like it came in with a bang, and it basically blew a hole in my chest, and then the leader replaced it with her heart. But
nice.
yeah, so I went to cinema, decided I wanted to watch something, and it came down to two choices. Now, I guess, what's the word for it? To emphasize how much Alita has affected me, I can't even remember what that other choice was, because essentially what I do is like, all right, this sounds good and Alita sounds good. I look it up to see, like, you know, what is that? Obviously, I knew what Alita was about, so I looked up the other movie that sounded, it sounded meh-ish.
Was it Captain Marvel?
No, because I don't think Marvel was out at the time.
Yeah,
that was like maybe
That was
1
out
or
a
2
couple
months
weeks
after.
later.
Yeah, and and so yeah, I just noticed that it was basically I was already leaning towards Alita. Now, when I saw, like, in the back of my head, I guess that's where the red flags started sort of, you know, trying to get my attention, and I actually started noticing it because I remembered that, hang on, aside from remembering all the fond memories I have of watching the anime, I remember this movie copping a bit of flack online, on social media. Because prior to this, I was part of another campaign called Save Lucifer. Just like that's a 6-season series on Netflix that would have gotten cancelled at season 3 if it wasn't for the fans. And prior to Lucifer, I was a fan of the spin-off series from Buffy called Angel. Like, I was like a huge fan.
Oh, that was a good series.
And like it got axed something fierce.
Now, he was like a vampire policeman, wasn't he? Is that what he was, or I can't remember exactly.
He was a vampire at least, but he was more of a like, you know, someone decided he basically defected to the other side, if you want to put it bluntly.
Okay.
And yeah, like I was as a fan, I was absolutely devastated when Angel got axed. Like I was like completely gutted, and so, you know, I didn't want the same thing happen to Lucifer, so I got involved with that. And I remember thinking during my time with the Lucifer fans, I started picking up that Alita was copping a bit of flack. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to flip the biggest middle finger to all the executives. They tried the same thing with Lucifer and failed. And I thought, as a bit of a send off, I thought, I'll flip them the middle finger and go watch Alita.
Yeah.
And pretty much after that, I walked in my front door and couldn't remember how I got home.
Yeah.
The last time that happened, I finished an 8-hour shift at work, had no sleep, had another 8-hour shift at work, and prior to that had about 6 or 7 cups of coffee. And I was, like I said, as soon as I finished counting my till, because I was a bartender at the time, like I said, I couldn't remember, how I got home. So the fact that I didn't crash my car was probably a testament. But and same thing happened with the leader. Like I just couldn't realize it because like all I could think of was, that was like a lot better than I thought. Like even the fact that the animosity that I had for the critics just had to take a back seat because like for me, Alita pushed anyone and everyone and everything out of the way, and she took the Iron Throne. It's like, fuck you all.
Yeah.
This place is mine.
Fuck your
I'm
mercy.
Queen Bee. Yeah, fuck your mercy. And from there on, and I started looking more into it. Picked up on the Alita Army and like other like-minded fans. Initially started with Den's videos.
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
The rest, as they say, is history.
Yeah.
It was crazy how Creaky.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Angela. Go ahead. You go ahead. I'll relate my story, but you go ahead.
For me, it was crazy how much her story related to the struggle that she had off screen as well, and that just made it all the more of a insane experience.
Yeah.
It was like her fight to get to Zalem was like her fight for the sequels, and all the enemies she came up against in the media, I suspect at executive levels at like Disney and in Hollywood for various reasons. And it just all like, it was just like it was more than a movie. It was like a fight for art and justice itself. Because the like cinema had been like plagued by all these live action remakes that had absolutely no soul whatsoever. And here was this passion project that came along after like Disney and all the studios had destroyed every franchise I'd loved. Finally, I found a new one with this amazing performance from this character who was ready, from this actor who was ready to tell the like whole rest of her story. With bloody James Cameron like putting in all like making this like insane movie, and the fact that it was treated so poorly just like completely like overwhelmed me, and I just had to fight for it. And here we are, still with nothing to show for it.
I wouldn't say that quite.
I wouldn't say nothing.
Yeah. Well, for me, what my first exposure to Alita was, back in the early 2000s. I guess I was married to not early 2000s. It was probably around 2005, 2006, somewhere in there. I was married to my second wife, and she would go like to a sewing or quilting class, in the small town, or not too small a town, but in North Carolina up in the mountains. And when she would go to that class, of course, I had no interest in sewing or quilting for sure, but there was a comic book store down in that same little like strip mall, little business center type thing. And I'd go down there and I'd just read it. Now the owner of the store probably wished I would have bought something, but I would peruse through stuff. And he had like the first 2 or 3 volumes of Battle Angel Alita in there, the paperbacks. And I would just peruse through and I said, wow, this is interesting. A cyborg girl, that's, doing the stuff she's doing, fighting, other cyborgs and stuff like that. And I never really read it too in depth. I just kind of perused through it, maybe read some of it, but you know, and I said, okay, this sounds interesting. But like Odd John, I kind of forgot about it after that, you know. And then I think, I guess in 2019 during the Super Bowl, you know, they were promoting it there anyway. At least there was a trailer for it. And I saw that, and I remembered, you know, seeing that in the comic book store. But I saw the trailer, and I said, you know, nah, I'm not too interested in teenage girl beating up on cyborgs and robots and shit. You know, I'm just not interested in that crap, you know. And so anyway, and I kind of forgot about it, like John again. I forgot about it again, you know. So anyway, but in 2020, it was just at the very beginning of the pandemic in March, I think. And I was on a business trip in Dallas, Texas. And, you know, I was sitting in the hotel room debating whether to go out and eat or whether to, you know, yeah.
You were in Dallas in 2020?
I didn't live there. I was on a business trip.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah, I was there at the time, but I guess we didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we didn't know each other then. Enigma Secret, but anyway, yeah, I guess you know, I was debating whether to go out and eat, you know, and I've been to Dallas many times. I kind of wasn't interested in, you know, just kind of touring the place, you know, and so I said, well, I'll just get some, you know, I'll just get some room service or something like that, you know. And then I was sitting there and I was kind of flipping through the channels, and it was on HBO at that time, and when I flipped on HBO, I was lucky enough to catch it just as it was starting. I mean, it was just the very, very beginning. You know, and you know how the HBO, how they introduced the movies with that graphic HBO, da 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 da, you know, that one, you know. But anyway, so I said, well, what's coming on here, you know? And then of course it said Alita Battle Angel, you know, or something like this, you know. And I went, well, yeah, wow, really? You know, and I said, well,
you just keep tapping you on your shoulder to remind you.
Yeah, that's right. You know, so, but anyway, I said, okay, I'll give it a chance. You know, I'll give it a chance, you know. So anyway, you know, the movie comes on. You guys know the opening and everything. When she opened her eyes from being asleep, I went, "Oh my God, how pretty!" You know, and that started hooking me right there. That started hooking me. Yeah, that's right. You know, yeah, that's right. And the eyes did not bother me at all. I never had a problem with it because I had a grandson who used to watch a lot of stuff like, what's that Frozen movie and some other stuff that, you know, the characters had big eyes, so it didn't bother me, you know. And then they, you know, I kept watching it, and I said, but this is a pretty good movie, you know, and I just kept watching it. And then it got down into the fight down in the underworld with Garishka, you know, and she got cut in half, and that kind of shocked me a little bit, you know, because I was starting to identify with her a little there, you know. And then, of course, then she rams her hand in his eyes and says, "Fuck your mercy." I went, oh my God, I love this. It was just the most wonderful thing, you know. And it was so, it hooked me so hard at that point. And that was a Monday night when I saw it. And on the Wednesday night, it was coming back on. And I stayed in the hotel room just to watch that again. You know,
this is the best business trip I've been on.
Yeah, that's right. A business trip where I, you know, joined the Alita Army, I guess. But I didn't hear about the Alita Army for probably about a month or two after that. And I was on Twitter. Well, I was on Twitter, you know, at that time on my other account. I have an account that's more or less a business account. But I kept seeing these posts about, you know, the Alita Army. I said, what the hell is the Alita Army? Yeah, that's right. The algorithm got me that time. But I said, what is this Alita Army crap, you know? So I just started, you know, I just did a search on the hashtag, you know, and I said, well, wow, this looks really interesting, you know? So anyway, I formed another Alita Army account because the CEO did not want anybody posting anything political, you know, the company I was doing working for at that time, which in my account, I was staying away from it. But, you know, one of our colleagues was constantly putting political crap on there, you know. So, and then the CEO told us, no, you can't do that on your account that you use for the company.
What kind of political stuff was that?
Well, just, you know, just the political stuff, you know.
Was it left or right?
Mostly, he's a right-leaning guy, but mostly.
Did you have arguments?
Well, no, it's not that. It's just she was afraid that, you know, it was going to, you know, alienate some of our customers, you know, or some of our clients. So,
Yeah.
and I, you know, I had stayed away from that, but so I formed another Alita Army account just for the Alita Army, you know, and got on there, and I met Maxie, and I met Dan, and I met Angelus, and Starvellian, and Dizzy, and all these people were on there, you know, and I guess Eddie McTrigger and all these folks were on there, you know. So eventually, I guess back in June of that year of 2020, I got on the Radio Chaos for the first time, and what was funny about that was I got on there and my freaking mic wouldn't work, you know. So I couldn't talk, you know, so I had to put everything in a private chat. So anyway, but it was kind of a fun experience, you know, just getting into that, you know, because at that point in time, I think I'm probably the oldest person in the Elite Army right now. But you know, it was that's kind of how I got attracted to Alita, just seeing the movie like that, and to think about being hooked like that by a movie that's on a TV screen. You know, I didn't see it in the theaters until the re-release, you know, and it was just, I mean, it just grabbed me by the throat, you know. Come here, Creek. That's kind of the way it was, you know. Okay, I'm in. So anyway,
Yeah.
and then.
For me, a big factor, since I already studied Japanese culture and I studied Japanese in college, like once I realized that James Cameron's name was on there, I'm like, oh my God. And I realized it was a live action anime. When I did a little research from Hyatt Ripple's video, I'm like, damn, we need to get this movie promoted because this changes how Hollywood makes movies. Yeah, we had Pikachu Detective then came out. You start to get more gaming movies coming out and anime movies that are serious and not just trash. Like Soul Leveling. Yes, Soul Leveling is trash, and Fragrant is very good. Hope it becomes live action. There we go. Sorry.
Yeah, that's good. No.
Advert here.
I'd also agree with Enigma in the context that prior to this sort of shift, if you want to call it that, is that the bulk of live action anime adaptations were almost exclusively from Asian cinema, because while they still had their fair share of bombs, most of the good ones were again mostly Asian cinema based. Like one of my personal favorites is what was it? Samurai.
Oh yeah,
Muronoi Kenshin, I believe it's called. It had a live action adaptation, and I quite enjoyed that one. And there's one other, I forget the name of it now, but I just remember.
Shell was the first, I would say. But, well, no, Speed Racer maybe.
Of course, Angelus and I met Dan. You know, he did streams, and we got on there, and you know, we get on there and fuss and fight and do whatever we do on his stream. You know, and you know, just had a really good time on Dan's stream, and then of course Dan took a step back from streaming, and Angelus, you know, contacted me on Twitter, and he said, "Hey, Creek, what do you think? What do you think about starting, you know, keeping Dan's stream going?" You know, and I said, "Yeah, I'm up for it." You know, and of course, our first couple of episodes were a hoot. You know, we screwed up more times than you can imagine, but but you know, that's how we got going on streaming anyway. So. Well, what about the fandom, guys? Anybody can answer this. You speak right up. So
sorry, just to carry on a bit from there. For me, it was also Rosa Salazar that really like drew me in significantly, because she's so endearing. She's got such like beautiful expressions. She's so emotive. She's got a very pretty smile, and the way she was just so perfect for the role. And because I'd never really heard of her before this. And then after I saw the movie for the first time and I started looking into it and the fandom and everything, I just saw her enthusiasm for it and everything. She just seemed absolutely perfect, and it just seemed like a gift to like the world. Unfortunately, I didn't appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm like you, Vladi. When I saw her name on the critics, on the credits, I said, critic, not critics, credits. when I saw her name roll up on the credits, I went, "Who the hell is Rosa Salazar?" That was my response, you know. And I literally thought this. I literally thought that she looked like the image on the right, except that they CGI'd her eyes. That's what I thought. You know, I thought that was her. I thought it was her hair. I thought all of that, you know, and that they had CGI'd, you know, a lot of stuff. And they did, you know. It wasn't until later that I found out that she was you know, not like a child actor. She's a very accomplished actor, you know. And of course, agreeing with Lottie, when I met her, she is extremely pretty. She's really smart too. I mean, you know, she's, I tell you, sometimes pictures on the internet don't do her justice, man. I'm telling you, she's a knockout, and she's just fun to talk to. And
yeah, of course you can say that.
Yeah, well, sorry. But yeah, she was so nice to Charlie and I, you know, and you know, I actually went back to see her, you know, when she was.
You did meet her, Cricky?
Yeah, I met her. Yeah,
I know.
Yeah,
You said,
no, I met her.
Explain it.
No. I met her at the Pasadena Playhouse. She was in a play called Cyrano de Bergerac, and she played Roxanne. And what I did is, and I'm not going to wax lyrical because if she's watching, I don't want to embarrass her or anything like that. But what I did was, you know, I sent her a dozen roses, you know, before the play, you know. And Charlie and I were out there, and yeah, I guess maybe it's because I'm old and I've been around, maybe. But anyway, she came out, she hugged Charlie and I both, you know. I bet we talked to her over 10 minutes. I mean, you know, she was just really endearing, like Bobby says. She's really not good to her fans. You know, she loves her fans. And it's funny. I told her, I said, "Rosie, you're the queen of the Elite Army," you know. And she said, "Really?" And I said, "Yeah, you know, what do you got going here, Angelus?" Let me see what Angelus has got. He's trying to, gosh, Angelus, what is this shit? Oh my God, yeah. So anyway,
yeah, that's really cute.
I like that dress.
Yeah, well, she's cute in that picture. I'm not
super
that great,
cute dress. I had to make.
Out there.
Yeah, that's Rosa and her adopted Uncle Creek, I guess.
So was that the? Oh, that's when Charlie met her the second time with the white.
Well,
dress,
that picture there is when Charlie met her the second time. We both went back to see her
on his giant tablet because he doesn't have a smartphone. It's just to pull out his massive tablet, take pictures.
Yeah.
On. So I wish I could have seen that. It would have been so funny to watch him interact with her. He's quite a character, as Charlie.
Yeah, Lee Lemon. What Creaky's trying to say is he doesn't want to wax lyrical, but he is going to.
Who's this odd John guy?
I love that dress.
But anyway, just a funny story about that. You know, she says, you know, she asked us where we were from, you know, and Charlie told her, he said he was local, you know, because he lives in the LA area. And Charlie said, but Gary over there, he's from Denver, Colorado, you know. And she looked at me and she said, "You flew from Denver, Colorado to see the play?" And my response was, "No, Rosa, I flew from Denver, Colorado to see you in the play."
So smooth.
Damn, Mr. Smooth over here.
Yeah,
oh,
well,
God,
anyway, but it was a lot of fun talking to her, you know. It was a lot of fun talking to her. And I actually went back to see her again at the end, just at the very end of the play, and we got to talk again, you know. And she's just super endearing, you know. She tells me the second time, she says, "I got to go over here and talk to these people, but don't leave." I said, okay. So anyway,
can you imagine if what she'd say if I was there? Oh, I only flew in from Australia.
Yeah, that's right. You could have been real smooth, Angelus. I flew all the way from Straya to see you, Rosa. Yeah, that would have been cool.
Might have got a bit scared then, especially when Angelus standing there.
Well, Angelus is a big fella. I mean, he's
exactly.
So anyway, he's bigger than I am, you know, for sure. But yeah, she was really, really endearing. She was really good to Charlie and I, and you know, just tons of fun to talk to, you know. It is neat. Anyway, let me get off this. You guys get me going again.
What year was that again?
It was like last year, wasn't it?
That was last year. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
it
very recent.
yeah. September of last year.
You made that man. You know you made that. You know you made that woman's day. She was like, "You flew all the way here to see me."
Well, I guess I don't know. You know, I think it made her day too. That I told her that she was the queen of the elite army. You know, and she told Charlie, and I said that's a crown I would wear with pride. So you know, she knows we love her. You know, she knows that. So it's pretty cool. Anyway.
Yeah, hopefully she gets some of these bread and butter projects and get
Seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
Give her better work.
Yeah.
Well, that Amazon movie's coming out with Mark Wahlberg.
That's a good movie. That'll be a good movie. That Play Dirty. Yeah, that's going to be a good movie.
Who's the guy? Who's the filmmaker? Something Black? Shane Black?
Shane Black. Yeah, the same guy that was in Predator. And yeah.
And what is this?
He did the Predator. It's
Play
called
Dirty.
Play Dirty. It's like an Amazon crime movie. Is it getting theatrical release?
Amazon Prime.
I don't know if it's going to get.
I don't know if it's it might be theatrical.
I don't know if I don't think it's going to be in the theater, Flotty. I don't think. I don't know.
That's a shame.
I could be wrong.
The last film I saw of Rosa in the theaters is Marcel the Shell.
Oh, with shoes on.
Marcel the Shell with shoes on.
Yeah. You know, I was really disappointed too that I went to see Captain America 4, hoping to see Rosa, and kind of I had prepared myself because I think Lottie and others.
Yeah, we told you. I thought that way before.
But I said, well, maybe she's going to have a brief cameo or something, but no,
nothing. It was it was Disney just humiliation ritualing Alita once again.
Well, the main thing that bothered me about it was, of course, is if she's not in the movie, she doesn't get residuals. That's the only thing. Now she got paid for the shoot, so there's no doubt about that. But if you're not
Chuck
in the
Woody's
movie,
in it as well.
Chuck Awuji, yeah, he's in it.
In Play Dirty.
Really a big fan of
is
Marvel
he?
in general either. That's what's funny about it.
Nor Disney. She's kind of like.
Let me share my screen because I've already got it up.
Oh, sure, yeah, okay.
No, I remember that.
She did not like that. I could tell.
She doesn't like what?
Yep. Chuck Awuji, that's right. He played Cyrano de Bergerac in the play.
The guy with the big nose.
Yeah, although he did not have a big nose in the play.
So random they wouldn't give him a big nose.
Well, they let you use your imagination on that. So
yeah, very low
funny
budget.
Did you say Shane? Yeah.
Shane
Black. Black must be a bit of a. Like
and
I know Rodriguez loves to reuse.
You see Lakeith Stanfield there too. He's been in some movies as well. So he's.
Who's that?
Lakeith Stanfield. He's been in some. He's
well, the
also
guy below him, I'd say, more famous than him.
Oh yeah,
Keegan.
yeah. Oh yeah, I think so.
We got the guy from I was going to say Keenan and Kel, but that's Keegan.
Yeah. Thomas Jane's a fairly big actor too. He played the Punisher in that first movie that they made back in 2005, I think it was.
Oh
yeah. Yeah, he's good in that. Tony Shalhoub. Yeah, Tony Shalhoub is good. Tony Shalhoub is real good. I mean, he's been in a lot of. He played Monk, and he played I guess Jeeves in Men in Black. I guess the guy with the jewelry store.
Thomas Jane. What's Thomas Jane in?
He's been in a lot of stuff. He played Roger Maris in that movie 61. The story of.
No, I don't know that. Was he in some TV thing?
Well, let's put it this way: Thomas Jane and Keegan Michael Key.
Wasn't he in The Mist?
Yeah. Yes, he was in The Mist as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm remembering from. He was great. I like him. So yeah, lots of actors I like in this.
There's some good actors.
And if I go back there, it's saying that it's in post-production.
It says completed.
Play Dirty is completed and Vampires is in post.
And she's no longer in Einstein. She dropped out of that.
Yeah.
No.
She was like, you're going to push it back a year? Well, fuck you, I'm out.
Yeah. But, so I thought that was interesting.
I think we'll still get to see the pilot with her in, though, right? and then they'll just have to explain, oh, we've got this actress who looks a lot like her, replacing her for some reason in the episode 2.
Yeah, they transfer her to another department in the police.
Yeah, they'll
police,
explain it like
something
that.
like that, just.
They won't explain it like, oh, the actress didn't want to wait a year because she's shooting the Alita sequels.
Yes.
Whether they completely replace the act, like keep the character but replace the actress, or just have them phase out, it's not like not uncommon.
What if they do take, let's say Rosa isn't coming back, but they have a different actor? What actor would you guys like?
I ain't watching that shite.
Oh wow, that's a
Might
Well,
be good.
I was going to say something that might.
Exactly like Alita, but
She doesn't have her voice.
Yeah, that would be that would be a disconnect, wouldn't it? I mean, yeah.
Well, I might piss off.
I've got no idea.
I might piss off Bloody and Odd John.
Oh God, no.
What?
She's Latino.
I'd say. Hang on, sorry. Let me rephrase.
That chick from Dune.
The answer that I came in, that I thought, oh yeah, this will piss off Odd John and Bloody, Zendaya.
Oh no.
Well, that's fine. She can have some shitty procedural.
I like Zendaya, but no.
She could be perfect for the character of Nadia and
Anna de Armas.
Looks like her, actually.
She needs a little darker skin, but they could.
Yeah, but they do look similar. Actually.
What about good old Naru, aka Amber Midthunder?
Yeah,
Oh
maybe.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, maybe.
Discount Salazar? No. Discount
Or,
dollar store Rosa.
Nissiana.
It's just a network TV procedural.
Oh yeah. These, oh gosh, now I can't remember. Her name.
Isa.
Yeah, Isa Gonzalez. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, man. I can't do that name mid thunder.
She was in London the other day. Looking absolutely.
Oh, was she?
Stunning. Yeah, she was at the Serpentine Gallery. It's some like artsy place in London.
Well, yeah,
she's
she's
wearing
stunning.
a gorgeous
Lottie.
dress. What?
She is. That is a stunning lady. Isa Gonzalez.
Oh, when you in London talking to
Well, I wasn't there. No, maybe I should have gone and got her autograph.
Is it Gonzalez?
Especially with her wearing that.
Oh, the girl
Yeah.
from Nissiana.
Nissiana,
The alley fight when
she was in one of those one of those Fast and Furious movies too.
Yeah.
She was also in.
She was in
Godzilla
Ambulance.
vs King Kong.
She was in what, Angelus?
Godzilla vs Kong.
Yep. She was in that.
Ambulance
very,
is another
very
good one mentioned by
attractive.
Bloody.
It's a little too old, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's
a goddess.
Yeah, she is. She's a goddess, but she's not a goddess like our Queen Rosa is.
No.
Eyes is more like just kind of a pretty face.
Rosa
Well,
or
she's
Bob?
more than that. She's more than that. But
Rosa
Eyes
is the like full.
well, Rosa's special
package.
to all us, so that's why we feel that
I would
way.
say Isa Gonzalez is like a high priestess of the Alita Shrine.
I can go with that. Her and her and Elle Lamont. Elle Lamont's another one. Elle Lamont's a very pretty lady, and she was fun to interview. Man, we had a good time talking to her. That was,
Robert Rodriguez got.
for Erica.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Robert.
What's that?
Anya Taylor-Joy for Erica.
Anya Taylor-Joy for Erica. Maybe.
No.
She's already
Okay.
got the big eyes.
Okay.
She's already got the big eyes sorted.
I got fancy.
Nah. I know exactly who needs to be that, and that's Samara Weaving. She'd be a great Erica. She's already got that psycho bitch shit going on.
What about Amelia?
Samara Weaving?
Maybe.
She's got to have a little bit of cuckoo going on. I'm telling you.
Hey, John, look up the. I already know the actress's name, but look up the actress that plays Amelia in Megan 2.0. Her for Erica.
Amelia. What was her last name?
Ivana Sark. No, I probably mispronounced it, but yeah.
Oh, too exotic.
I'll bring it up. Hang on a sec. I'll share the screen. because I already know who it is, and
Ah,
I also find it quite attractive.
She the one that was in the Acolyte and stuff.
Yes.
oh,
else is she
yeah,
in?
yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
no, she was in Pacific
Yeah.
Rim, wasn't she?
I
Pacific
think
Rim
so,
2?
yeah. That sounds right.
She plays
Shin
Megan?
RT.
She plays
No,
Megan.
she's just in the Megan movie.
Oh, she's in it.
It's just like this is like a pre-production
Wait a minute,
promotion,
is
if
this
you will.
the girl
Because you
from
got
Ahsoka. Yeah, from Star
is
Wars.
that who that is?
She's the Ukrainian lady, yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah, she's kind of pretty, yeah. She
Yeah.
was in Pacific Rim. That's the first time I've ever heard
Well,
of
she's
her.
very
Yeah.
pretty. Yeah, there's no
In
doubt about
Pacific
that.
Rim 2, I guess, which was trash, but I didn't like Pacific Rim stuff.
Well, I'll tell you who's good in my book. Jennifer Connelly.
But she is skinny. She doesn't look
Yeah.
like she has like Rosa. It looks like she has to fight, but
well.
Rose is always
Tell
like the munchies.
us what you think after you watch Megan 2.0 on her
All right.
action shot.
Well, I got to watch Megan 1.0
But she's not the
first.
character. I don't know.
Angelus, aren't you watching Megan 2?
I will be eventually. It's just that I'm working 12-hour shifts on Saturday and Sunday.
Sounded like you were going to watch it.
Tomorrow we're
Instead of
gonna go
28 years later.
Oh, I will be. Trust me, I will be.
After for Megan.
I probably won't be.
After for Megan.
Shut up, Meg.
It's Megan.
I was
bitch.
thinking about seeing that F1 movie, but I probably can't be bothered either.
Hey, so confused.
We gotta do this. Why? Oh, it's a voice actor, obviously.
Well, guys, let me ask you all this. What do you think keeps us together and keeps us going? What do you all think?
This
Why
right
are
here.
we doing this?
And this stream right here, and what happened in Austin.
Base.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a voice actor.
It's basically a support group for coping about the lack of
Two
sequels.
actors.
Kind of like Alcoholics Anonymous, right, Lottie?
Yeah.
Only Alita Anonymous.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Alita Holic Anonymous.
Well, I know we're going to get our sequel. I got tons of confidence in it. So. We're going to
Just
get them.
today, by the way, Dylan Cole, the concept artist for the original Alita, was posting some of his concept art for Alita.
Might be multiple.
And he always gets this other concept artist posting saying, like, we need to do another one.
So
I'm like, yes, you do. Get on with it.
Yes, do it.
Just start doing it pro bono and just show it to Cameron.
That's weird.
Yeah.
And then they'll make the sequels.
That's a weird combo. That's a weird freaky Alita eye.
What are you mumbling about?
Yo, here's the freaky just
What is-
out Alita eye.
Whose eye is that?
Holy shit.
Megan.
Oh,
yeah.
Megan.
That's uncanny.
she
This
obviously-
is
Not a
uncanny.
single same thought.
That's disturbing, Enigma.
When they say Alita's eyes are uncanny, I'm like, no, this is
I
uncanny.
hate that shit. No one cares
Yeah,
about Megan's
but
weird
Megan's,
ass
like,
eyeballs,
supposed to be
but
really
Alita's
uncanny.
weird. Hypocrites.
I hate the way that some people say, "Oh, Alita's meant to look uncanny." I'm like, no, she doesn't. I don't think she looks uncanny at all.
I don't
Megan
think
is meant
so
to look
either.
uncanny. Alita looks so human. The emotion she conveys is ridiculous.
Yeah. No, she is not uncanny. There's no way. And that whole uncanny valley thing, to me, I mean, yeah, maybe she was acting like I don't have my memories at the beginning, but no, that's bullshit.
Yeah, I think either people are lying or they have something wrong with them.
Yes.
Well, I think it's.
I don't know, I'm a little confused.
I think it's just a
Voice
defect
actor.
in their DNA.
Basically, they're closed-minded bigots. Like, her eyes aren't too big, their mind is too small. That's what I always say.
Yes.
Because, like, she's also so beautiful too. It's insane. Finding something that beautiful, uncanny, and like ugly is just there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, that's right.
You need to get your eyes checked. No, there's nothing wrong with her eyes. So clearly something wrong with their eyes.
She's a litmus test.
Yeah, exactly. Someone posted on Blue Sky that I can't believe 5 years ago I had people were going so crazy about it, and they posted one of those. Alita is like a litmus test to see if you have humanity or something. If you don't find Alita endearing, then there's something wrong with you. And they were like mocking it, and then I replied like, "Well, it's actually 100% correct." So fuck
Yeah.
you.
I actually think I saw that. I think someone reshared it on
Yeah.
Twitter.
Yeah.
Pretty sure
Like,
that bled
how-
over to Twitter as well.
How can you not relate to such a endearing character? It is a litmus test for your humanity.
Yeah. One of the things that's striking to me about Alita is not just the eyes, obviously, but her hair. That hair is completely CGI'd. I mean, holy crap. I thought, when I first saw the movie the first time, I thought that was her real hair.
I did too at first.
Holy crap.
I remember in the Oscars, like, you know, they do a video to say like why they should be nominated for VFX. John Lando was like, "That's real hair. That's not easy to make it look that real."
Yeah.
I'm like, so
You
true.
know, and then you look at Avatar 2 and how detailed the hair looks in that one. Can you imagine what they're going to look like later? My God.
Yeah.
I mean, it already looks so real in Alita 1.
Yeah.
So I probably won't tell the difference.
I think I'm pretty sure you will. I'm pretty sure you will. The jump, I mean, even just the jump between Alita and Avatar 2 was pretty significant on its own.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that Alita's also probably going to use lots of AI to create it.
I mean, that's part of the technology. But
definitely 100%. Because Cameron's he's like chairman of the board of some AI thing, and he wants to reduce movie budgets by a half.
It will help them maintain the same quality with a better workflow, I think, is what he's trying to do.
Yeah, it's basically just a tool for the VFX artists to speed things up, and that's surely
Like they've
can only
already,
be a good thing.
the thing is, they've already modeled it. They don't have to go in and do all this all over again for her.
Yeah, and they got a set. They got a set too. The set's already
They've got
there.
a set. I know, it's crazy not to do the sequels. Unless they lost
It's literally a waste of money not to do them.
Yes,
Well, kind of,
exactly.
in a way.
That's just how like stubborn Bob Eager is, though.
You know, with the news all about the movie tariffs, there's a chance that it's going to force Hollywood to make movies that are more local, which is Alita's not really an international movie. It wasn't made overseas, right?
Yeah,
No, it made a lot of money overseas, though. That's the problem.
It wasn't.
Well, they did a lot of the CGI stuff in New Zealand, but
New Zealand.
you're right.
But also, sorry, related to Enigma's point there, there's also there's this big deal. Sorry, what are you saying? There's this big deal happening in Texas. They've just had some massive, like, they've got like $300 million or something that's going to go to make movies in Texas. It's going to be like the heart of movies. So that could help Alita as well. Alita will get some big bonuses.
I wonder if that's why he was going down to Texas. You think?
And
let's
not.
You would have known about
Studios
that.
popping up in Texas.
And Nevada.
Atlanta and Texas are big ones.
I need to post about that Texas deal because that's really important.
Vegas and Texas are going to become the new Hollywood, or Vegas and Austin. I'm calling it.
Let's not forget the fact that love him or hate him, everyone knows that Rob Rod is like the king of making bang for your buck.
Yes.
Like whether it's like a $7,000 movie or $70,000 movie or a $700,000 movie, you'll make every dollar count.
Yep.
I'm not sure using little digital, so I want their money. They made Lord of the Rings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's how they started, pretty much.
Well, what do you think, you guys? What attracts us to other individuals in the Alita Army? What do you think how does that happen? Because I know for Angelus and I, we would have never met unless it had been for the Alita Army and getting on Den streams. We would have never met each other, But what about you, John and Enigma Seeker? You guys probably would have never met either, would you?
No.
Yeah. For no reason.
Well, I wouldn't have met. I wouldn't have met Enigma Seeker. I wouldn't have met Enigma Seeker in St. Louis, would I? I mean,
But
well, first, mine's pretty simple, so I'll make it quick. But I guess the way everyone can,
hopefully they get one.
like, put aside anything and everything and come under the Alita banner, like. It does, like, yes, I'll just quickly and briefly mention the elephant in the room, but it doesn't matter about religion or politics or anything like that. It doesn't even matter about what favorite movie, outside of Alita that any one individual likes. The fact that we can all come under, like I said, the Alita banner and discuss that in a positive and like in a positive way is what I love about the fandom itself.
Yeah.
And again, without putting him in the spotlight, I'd actually want to hear Enigma's take, because you know, Oddjohn isn't the only person that he's met. But I believe it was
Hunter Warrior.
Yeah.
It's interesting name for the word because he's complete. Well, he's like a communist, but he's a Christian and he loves guns. And he loves Alita, and I'm like kind of sort of like the opposite perspective, but we agree. You know,
on Alita, yeah, exactly.
We agree on some other issues too.
I would have never have guessed that either. I thought that was so funny.
Yeah.
And we could have probably met up with him because he works for American Airlines, I think, and he could just fly anywhere. He just goes around.
Yeah.
So we might try to meet up with him sometime.
Yeah, we are very much like an extended family, aren't we? In a lot of ways.
And it's funny
Mario wants me to go down there and see him, Marino.
Oh, like
yeah.
Oh, I've already seen him. It's like,
yeah, I know.
Yes, that is. In fact, rather, he surprised me at the last minute in the context that I think it was like even less than a week before I had to actually fly off. He said, "Oh, I'll you know, drive down from Yuma, or however you pronounce it."
Yeah, Yuma, Arizona. Yeah.
And come see you, and I've got a little bit of a surprise for you, which ended up being all the Alita merch that he got me, the can, the key ring, and it's like, oh wow, it's like Christmas came early for me.
Oh yeah, neat. What about you, Vladi?
What's the question?
Well, what attracts you to the other individuals in the Alita army? What?
So basically, the fandom itself, as opposed to just Alita.
Yeah.
Just like having everyone there.
Yeah.
It's nice to have people that I to hang out with and just like tweet at and share my memes with and stuff, and my edit and my like AI art and things like that.
And you should be doing Hot Toys Alita stuff again, too, Vladi.
Yeah, I know. I've just completely degenerated to AI laziness.
Yes.
I'm kind of with Creaky on this one, because I actually thought that you were like a low key, you know, a top tier. I know this is like a bit of a contradiction of words, but I thought you were a top tier amateur photographer. Your Hot Toys Alita, yeah, like the lighting, the angles, the poses,
I love the lighting, and I had to try to edit her face, but I was getting pretty good at editing the body as well to get rid of those unsightly shoulder joints because of the articulated body parts.
Yeah,
I do need to get back into that. You know, there's a lot of things I need to do, really.
Yeah, so I can make some more AI enhanced videos of your Hot Toys Alita.
Oh yeah. I need to go. Could also go back to some of my old Hot Toys Alita videos and just put them through like a video filter.
Yeah, and all your, because that's what I do. I take your photos and just run them through AI, you know, and it, you know, creates 7 to 10 second videos, and I put music to it, and I even dub voices, you know, to it. So, you know, it makes it look kind of real, you know, sort of, you know, I guess.
You know, there's a software you can use that'll clean up a lot of the blur. If you have any blurry videos, it's called Topaz Labs. It'll do.
Yeah.
Except it's not cheap.
Well, a lot of that stuff isn't there, John. So.
Yep. Now, if you wanted to make a fan script, you could use AI11's lab audio thing, and you could
11 Labs, yes.
Yeah, you could record her voice, and you could actually make her talk.
Yes.
I
use that.
But you're not legally allowed to do that without permission.
That's why.
Unless they're dead. Like my researchers, they're dead. So.
Well, they do have some stock voices on 11 Labs you can use that are all right. So. I mean, it
I'm
won't
glad he
be.
got a hold of that. He'd have Rosa ranting about Disney.
No way. I feel like there's some. I
She
feel
might
really
sue you,
ethically
though. She
against
probably
doing that
would.
with Rosa.
Yeah, I'm not a robot.
I don't have a problem doing it with Alita's like image, but I wouldn't really want to do that with Rosa's voice.
No,
on her own.
that'd be a little much, I think.
Feel like
Her
I need
voice is
permission.
classic. I love her
And it-
voice because it's not squeaky ass fucking high anime voice.
I
Yes.
know.
Yes.
The original anime.
Her voice
it's like,
is
oh
gorgeous.
god, my ear.
No, her voice.
Yeah.
It's funny because she sounds
mature and beautiful.
yeah,
Yeah.
which makes her stand out in the early part of the movie when she's supposed to.
Yes.
I thought when I first saw Alita, I thought her voice was gonna be all squeaky high, but she looked kind of like
Yeah.
anime. Like, oh, God.
You were preparing
yes,
yourself,
yes,
weren't you?
It's normal.
Yeah. Yes, it's normal. Yes. And I'll
Yeah.
tell you what, in person, yeah, that's her voice.
Yeah.
It's just really, really, she got a beautiful voice. So, all right, guys.
Yeah.
Well, I think go ahead, Angelos. You going to say something?
No. I was just
Oh, okay.
fine.
I think we pretty much nailed this one. I don't know. What, y'all got any other thoughts about this, or?
On Alita
I
and
just want to
Rosa,
keep on.
we just need to know when her stuff's coming out. When's the Amazon movie coming out? When's that vampire movie coming out? Now called The Green
Well, it's
Fairy.
in post, so it's not going to be out for a while.
Yeah.
Play Dirty's completed though. Give us a
it should-
date.
Yeah.
Over halfway through the year now.
Is that a Amazon Prime movie, or is that Netflix? Or
It's Amazon. I think it's probably Prime, but I think there's a small chance it's cinema.
yeah, well, you know, seems now a lot of these folks are going to streaming now for this. So
No,
these
yeah,
movies.
no. Streaming didn't Bob Eager say streaming's dead to someone to like the guy making
What
Andor?
the crap?
Well, no,
Jeez,
he put so much money into streaming and then it just completely failed, and he's lost so much money because of it.
he's lost so much money because his movies haven't been.
Failed on everything.
Well, the
basically.
damn executives
Failed at
don't keep their
streaming,
fingers out of the pies.
failed at
Is what
cinema,
it is.
failed at life.
Well, I don't know if he's failed at life. I know he used to be a weatherman up at a TV station in New York. I know that.
Yeah, and then the dark forces tapped him on the shoulder and said, "You will be our slave running Disney."
Don't hold anything back, Waddy. What do you really think?
Waddy's like, I have a whole story for you, bud.
Yeah.
Did we miss anything, guys?
Hey, if we
Drink your Alita tea, damn it.
Yes. No.
Never.
No. Cran sent me with my little plushie she made for me. She sent me 2 cans of that Arizona tea, and I refuse to open it. It's up in my bar right now.
You probably shouldn't drink it anyway. It might make you sick at this point.
It's like growing.
Yeah, probably not. Yeah, not right now.
It just
Yeah.
lasts forever
It's like
with all the sugar.
It'll eventually get flat, I guess.
That's another couple of folks I met that I really think the world of is KranberriJam and Rido. They're really good people. They are good people. You know, they really are. We have fun. There's a little brew pub we go to there in North Carolina, you know, and it's, you know, when I go visit them sometimes, you know, I don't visit them. I have a house in North Carolina, but, you know, I'll come down just to see them at times, you know, and it's really cool. You know, they're good folks. So.
Didn't you watch the re-release with them?
No. My brother shot the video of me watching the re-release. He did that.
Oh, okay.
You know, but
I thought that was you that was with them. I could have sworn that you watched the re-release with Kran and Rido.
no, they were 1,500 miles away. So yeah, it was a pretty good haul. You know.
I could have sworn that. Well, maybe not.
No, I swear, John, I watched.
Flashbang did a video, and it had the music playing, and I can't remember.
Well, they watched it at somewhere near Charlotte, North Carolina, and I watched it here in Littleton, Colorado, at the AMC Bowles Crossing Theater. That's, you know, so I did not watch it with them. So, you know, I would have, had I been around them, I would have watched it with them for sure, you know, but
I remember when the release came out, I did meet with one of the Alita fans there, but he was from Dallas. I don't know if he wasn't really in the Alita army, but he was aware of us. He was a viewer of us.
I remember you telling me about that.
I forgot his name.
I forgot.
What happened to that guy? But he was from Dallas, and he said, "Yeah, I'm aware of the Alita army. I was watching them." And
Yeah. Okay, wait. Was this not
Enigma? Who's the guy there with you in that picture?
His name was Hunter Warrior.
Name was done.
He's not very active, but he's definitely a big fan of the manga. He's aware of the story and all that.
Oh, okay.
And then bottom right.
He agrees with a lot of your views.
Yeah, bottom right. That's where. That's right.
I was talking about.
Yeah.
I love how Kranz is sort of.
Yeah,
get my head in the shot.
Kranz, she's a petite lady. She's about 5 foot tall, I think. KranberriJam, that's the person on the far right there, sitting off my left shoulder.
Careful, David. She'll reach through the screen and get you if you make any jokes.
And the guy on my right side, that's her husband, Rido. He's a really good guy. Yeah, I like him. Yeah, he's a good guy. So I think that shot there, Angelus, is where the first time I met them. That was the very, very first time. And I've been back there and we've had beers and ate dinner together 3 or 4 times, so,
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to post some photos of the Georgia trip because I'm at Splash Bang or Austin, as I call them.
Yeah.
I'll clear which ones.
I'd probably make a big Alita video if there's some very serious news on the whole UAP disclosure that Congress, and if Trump opens his big mouth about it and really declassified it. Something big really happens, we're going to talk about in relation to Alita, because there's a lot of science and supernatural stuff. And it's going to get really interesting. I'm going to wait for some serious big news, either for the sequel or for the UFO disclosure process.
Aliens.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right, Enigma. I hope you're right for sure.
There's some big moves in Congress, so I'm going to keep an eye on it.
Yes. Yeah, that'd be a neat video to watch.
There's a lot of people get inspiration from the supernatural world, and all that, and religion and other stuff.
Yeah, Enigma, you maybe ought to think about starting doing some streaming yourself, maybe.
I don't really have much time now, so I'm working a lot.
Okay.
And I'm kind of more focused on the topics of ancient history, since that's kind of my specialty.
Yeah, that's right.
If serious news that comes out on Alita or UFOs, I might make a deep dive video again.
Okay.
Cameron opens his mouth, or Rodriguez really opens his mouth about Joe Rogan telling them about it.
Yeah.
But we gotta wait and see.
I love Joe Rogan asking him that. I love that.
Yeah, I'm surprised Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
So that's good.
The Lex Friedman interview, I think, is the most important one we've gotten in a while.
Yeah.
I have to rewatch. I can't see the whole thing.
I could probably say that to you.
Well, guys, did we miss anything?
Not that I can see.
Except the sequels. We missed the sequels, yeah.
What's tomorrow's topic again?
I don't know. So I can't remember. I got Blotty.
Oh,
I got a slide coming up on that, bud.
It looked like this was the last one.
No. I got a ton of more slides. No, not a ton, but I got a few.
Please God, no.
So, as you can see from that center image right there, Alita does love her Uncle Creek, and that's because he wants a sequel. And so do we all. And if you have a problem with that, you take it up with her, because you can face that plasma weapon yourself, Now, here's what I wanted to get to just for our pal here. The YouTube channel of the week. That would be Enigma Seeker's channel. He does really good videos. Now, he doesn't exclusively do Alita stuff. You do a lot of history stuff and some science and stuff like that as well. But you do have Alita on there, so check that channel out. Let's you bet. Let's get his. Let's jack up those subscribers for him. Let's do that. So anyway, yeah, check out Enigma Seeker's channel. You can see there it's. He's got some good videos. So. And here's our queen right here. And of course, and no Lee Lemon, if you're still out there, I'm not going to wax lyrical, except to say, Rosa's #1 in my book in terms of being an actor. I mean, she is just superb. And if you had seen her in that play, man, you would agree with me, you know. So that's our queen. She knows her stuff. And she is extremely accomplished actor. And you know, that's, we all love her to death, you know, not just because she's a good actor, but, you know, just because she's her. I also want to give out a shout out to Elle Lamont and Jesse Fisher. They're, you know, they brought Screwhead to life. And Elle Lamont, of course, you know, said that Jesse was that she was the most badass stuntwoman she ever worked with. So, and that's high praise right there, you know. And what I want to see is I want to see them bring Screwhead back in the sequel. And I want to see Alita and Screwhead team up, you know, when they take on Joshagon in the sequel. That's kind of what I want. So, and hopefully, I don't think James Cameron watches this stream, but if he does catch this at the end, maybe give him an idea to add that to the script, you know, something like that. Because
Here's
I did.
Here's something for you, Mr. Cameron. Remember your blood oath.
Yeah. Well, I did hear from Elle here about 3 weeks ago, and I you know, I posted something about, you know, I wanted to see her, you know, back in Alita, and she replied saying that is something I could do, and I do communicate with her from time to time, not very often, but you know, we do follow each other on Instagram, and I do hear from her every now and then, you know, not too much. But she wants to do it. She wants to do an Alita sequel. She does want to do Screwhead again. She said in our interview that she loved doing Screwhead, even though she didn't have any lines. She still loved it, you know. So, and that was a really neat interview. She, you know, a lot of times these folks don't stay with us, but Elle stayed with us the whole 3 hours that we were on, and that was, you know, that was a neat interview. But anyway. All 3 of these, they deserve it. Come on, Disney, give us that damn sequel for Christ's sake. We want to see it. You know, give it to us, damn it. So, anyway, that said, we got the Stammtisch after party coming up here, and if you guys want to join, I'm gonna put the link in the chat here. Here it is. You know, after the stream is over, you can click on that link. We'll bring you in. We won't stay too long tonight because the Creek is getting hungry and he needs to get something to eat. So, but we'd love to see you come on here. We don't record this. This doesn't get streamed to YouTube or anything like that. That will be after the stream is over. Okay.
The arms aren't.
I think I'll show you some really accurate.
And Odd John, in case you don't know, Stammtisch in German means regulars table.
Oh, it's German.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was.
What is it?
Yeah. Regulars table.
Oh.
You know, kind of like down south, you know, the liars table, you know, you see that too, you know.
I like her little laugh in that one.
Yes.
Like, yeah, pass me another one, Dad.
And you can see there, Alita's drinking a beer, so I know we liked her for a good reason.
Orange
or
flavor.
loved her. We love her for
orange flavored beer. Oh God, it sounds so nasty.
I actually did a video where I animated this where she drank that beer.
Oh, you gotta show that.
What's that?
You need to show that. That's funny.
Well, I have to dig it up and everything. So, well, if you join us for the Stammtisch, I'll show it. All right. Well, we are the Alita Army, and we are the most positive fandom in the whole wide world internet, as Forrest Gump might say. And we support Rosa and Alita passionately and positively. And Disney, we are here to stay. We ain't going anywhere. And we're going to keep doing this until you give us sequels. And if you think you can outlast us, well, you're not going to outlast me, that's for sure. And I know you're not going to outlast Angelus or Maxie or Odd John or any of us or Blotty. That's not happening. You know, we're going to end this for the long haul. So buckle up. Why is this image here? Well, that image is there because I like it. and I'm running the stream. I'm the producer, the stream manager. I'm also the janitor and the cook and bottle washer. I'm that as well. So, you know, and to paraphrase Gruwishka, I am only here for our girl and our queen and the Alita Army. I'm here for all of that. And all of us in the Alita Army are only here for our girl, okay? And our queen. We're here for her as well. So we want those sequels, and we're going to stay after it. And that only leaves one thing.
What was the topic tomorrow, Creaky?
Oh, is that not in here? Oh,
You
holy
promised
crap.
me slides.
Yeah, I
The one
know. Where
slide
is
I
that?
wanted wasn't there.
I thought I had that in here. I don't. Well, let me pull that up. I'll go get it. I'll pull that guy up. Let's see if we can pull up an image file here. I usually put that. I must have forgot about it, Blotty. Wow. Or
How
accidentally
long
deleted
could a
it.
TR cyborg last?
Yes, let me. I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Old leader.
Old Lita. Yeah, there it is.
Don't tell me you've got that edit in there.
There it is. I don't have anything in here yet. But now, Vladi, I might put that in
that
there.
edit where she's on the motorball with an AI aged face. I don't want that in there. I'd always like.
Okay. Oh boy, now, Vladi.
Yes.
I might put it in there now.
Don't put it in there. Literally, like, gives me nightmares.
Well, old Lita would be more my speed, I think, in terms of.
No, she's too old even for you.
No, she'd still be too fast for you, Creaky.
Yeah, she would. So anyway, that is that, guys. So join us on Radio Chaos tomorrow. We'll have a lot of fun with this, and we'll try to aggravate Vladi as well. So maybe that.
Don't show that edit. I will leave.
Oh, what a challenge! What do you think, John?
Couldn't hear you.
Yeah. All right, Vladi. We'll back off on that.
Thank God.
I didn't hear what you said because my thing went.
I said I was might put it in there because he challenged me or something. He said, "Don't do that or I'll leave." So anyway. All right, guys. Well, I guess we've had enough fun for one day, and that just leaves one thing left to do, and that is the call to action on my count of three. 1, 2, 3. Fill those sequels, baby. All right, so we will catch you tomorrow on Radio Chaos, and we will catch you next Friday on the Alita Livestream. Bye.
Good night.
What's up, Alita Army? This is Hot Toys Alita, and I hope you enjoyed this week's Alita Livestream. Please join my Uncle Creek, Angelus, and our other guests for next week's show. Remember, I do not stand by in the presence of evil, and film those sequels, baby. See you next time.